The ability to duplicate and reproduce text and image has been vital in both the evolution and development of human intelligence. The earliest known examples of reproducing text trace back to around 3500 BC, where Egyptians created small round cylinders with inscriptions engraved into hardened clay, which, when rolled onto wet clay, would leave an impression. But depending on your definition, this might not be considered as printing. The first known technique for printing was in AD 220, where Chinese monks painted carved wooden blocks with ink and then stamped the design onto textiles and paper. Europe thought this was pretty cool, and jumped on the bandwagon, printing cloth patterns and playing cards. A Chinese inventor expanded on this idea by creating the first movable type system using ceramic blocks that each had a letter protruding from them. He was able to arrange them into whatever combination he needed to print a page. Ink and paper was then placed on top and rubbed against the type. This design was improved on for hundreds of years with the addition of harder materials like bronze. Until Europe again jumped on the bandwagon and ditched their wood blocks for metal type systems.
To hell with this.
Until they got lazy and a German goldsmith named Johannes Gutenberg invented the printing press in 1440. This used the same principle as the movable type system, but added hinged boards and a press to squeeze the paper against the ink in one fast movement. The result was a much more accurate and faster way of reproducing work. The lowered cost of producing books revolutionized printing and ushered in a new age of intelligence.
Oh, indubitably.
This form of printing evolved to allow the reproduction of images as well, by using different methods of etching and design such as mezzotint, which is the process of roughening a metal plate with a small tool with metal teeth on it. Ink sticks to the small scratches on the metal, and the plate is then passed through a printing press. Other methods of etching included the use of acids and chemicals. Flatbed printing was all well and good, but a few people decided it wasn't efficient enough and moved to rotary and cylinder printers, which rolled a plate around a drum. Paper was then fed between the drum and the impression cylinder, which replaced the screw press from Gutenberg's printing press. This new and more efficient way of printing allowed for newspapers and other media to be quickly and mass-produced. It was also a lot cheaper, which allowed for a wider audience. In 1904, an American paper manufacturer noticed that when he forgot to load paper into the press, it would print onto the rubber impression cylinder below, and was actually a lot sharper than the regular print. So he created a new machine with an extra cylinder and acted like it was all intentional. This was the first offset printing press, and thanks to small improvements over the years, it is still to this day the most commonly used method for